What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Downtime Re-Up, where you can get your re-up in your
Re-up
downtime.
time.
It's been a minute since we have seen you folks. We had finals last week. Well, I had finals last week. George had finals.
I was sick.
Xavier was sick. It was a mess really last week, and I would have liked to have done an over online episode like we did previously, but just sometimes it's not possible, and that's just the case with what happened this time. It was just not possible for us, man. But either ways, we're back, better than ever.
As you can see, we're missing someone today.
Right, we're still missing someone. uh, Tragic loss, kind of tragic. I can live with it. I'm just kidding. George is gone. Well, George isn't gone. He's
Yeah,
just at work.
yeah, you acting like he died or
He's
something.
just at
Holy.
work. But do send him the best wishes, because I know finals kicked his ass and my ass, so we could definitely use with it. Anyways,
I'm gonna be in the same boat with them in
yeah.
4 months. Oh, I'm scared.
But now we're here, and that's what's important, to give you your re-up and your downtime. Or maybe you're not having a downtime right now. Maybe you're doing stuff, and you can still get your re-up, and that's all right.
You'll be driving around town. You can still listen to us, no matter.
Right? I mean, I would kind of see that's downtime, but I mean, if you're like mowing the lawn right now, I listen to stuff when I'm mowing the lawn.
That's true.
I
Oh, I listen to music.
I'm typically a music guy, but maybe I could become a podcast guy. You never know. You
You're right.
never know. But let's get started, Xavier. And I think I'm gonna start with the Dallas Mavericks, Xavier. Let's get a look on them folks.
When is the last time we caught up on them?
The last time we cut up on them,
Yeah, a lot of games.
I would say I'm not sure.
All right, so
um,
we'll
this-
just go by the big win streak we had, starting with the Jazz, going all the way
Okay.
to yesterday, that ended sadly with the Timberwolves. We
Okay.
started very well with the
Mhm.
Timberwolves game, I would say, the first half.
yes.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I took a break of watching it, and next thing you know, we're losing.
Yeah, I watched some of that game as well with the Timberwolves, which was last night, December 14th. For you guys who are watching this on a different day, the Mavs played the Timberwolves. We were up most of the first half, and at the end of the first half, we were up by 1 point. And I don't know what happened. I mean, I guess we kind of just imploded. DJJ wasn't helping much. Grant Williams wasn't helping much on the offensive side. DJJ did lock down Ant, which is a great thing. I think D Live did a really good job at locking down Gobert as well. I think I saw something about him having more points, rebounds, and blocks than Gobert or something like that, which is fantastic.
Especially against a veteran
outplaying
center.
Gobert is crazy.
You can say he's a veteran center, right?
Yeah,
Gobert?
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Gobert is going on his second big contract now, or at the end of his first, or something like that. I think Gobert's almost like 30. So
I didn't know he was that old.
yeah, man, he's
Ooh.
he's getting up there, man. He's been in the league a minute. Anyways,
Our 3-point shooting that game was horrendous. That's terrible.
where was it at?
Grant Williams shot 1 for 7. Derrick Jones Jr. shot 1 for 6. Luka 2 for 7. XM shot 2 for 3. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hardaway with a whopping
yeah.
0 for 7.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway was terrible last night.
We
and
shot as a team 21.9% from 3.
That's just not gonna cut it, man. Like, it's a team like this needs to make their 3-point shots. They need to get a rhythm going at some point in the game, preferably early in the game. Because yes, we can have third quarter, fourth quarter surges, but sometimes it's too late. That gap sometimes is just way too big. And I think for us, obviously we started decent, and pretty much thanks to Luka. I mean, if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Luka having a fantastic game, this game could have gone much, much worse than it did.
He had like 19 points the first quarter, if I'm right.
He had a lot. He had a lot. He he heated up early, and he was fantastic. I mean, I think he's had the longest 30-point streak in Mavs history or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, props to him. And that's a big reason of that win streak you see there. It was because Luka just performing amazing. I mean, we haven't had Kai the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
So Luka stepped up, and along with other people have been stepping up as well. DJJ, Exum has been fantastic. I mean, without a doubt, Exum has been a crucial part of the team since Kai went down. And the thing is that with Exum, you can't expect a game like he had the other day. I think he was like
With
7 for 9 from 3.
7 for 9 with 26 points.
Yeah, 7 for 9 from 3 with 26 points against the Lakers. I mean, you cannot expect that from him every single game, but he is capable of doing it. And what the Lakers were doing in that game was like, hey, Dante Exum can't shoot, man. That's what they said. When you're at the park and you're just like, he can't shoot, leave him open.
That man's a bum.
He's a bum. Leave him open. That's what they were telling Exum. And Exum proved them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what's happening now is teams are seeing this. Teams are seeing, okay, if we leave Exum open now, he's going to punish us. So now we have to look somewhere else. And sure enough, I mean, DJJ and Grant Williams are expected 3-pointers. Well, Grant Williams,
For the most part,
he's had a little bit of a slope. He's been a little bit up and down. Obviously, this last game against the Timberwolves was a down game. But, at the end of the day, he is supposed to be a 3-and-D guy, a pivotal guy for our team. And he didn't have it. At least DJJ had it on the defensive side this game. But I feel like we needed a lot more from Grant Williams. But anyways, off of the Timberwolves game, onto the Lakers game, a game that I thoroughly watched through and through. I'm not going to lie, we did get manhandled by AD. I hate AD.
AD's having an amazing season, though.
Yeah, AD's having an amazing season. I got to give him that. He hasn't been hurt. He's been performing great for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
A real pivotal part of why they won the in-season tournament was because of AD. And, of course, LeBron is there as well, and that's a factor. But
with them two together, they dropped 70 points.
Yeah, it was crazy. They dropped them two. The 125 points the Lakers scored, AD and LeBron had about 70 of them. And they also had assists too. So they probably contributed to like 85 of the 125 points.
Yeah.
Which is insane. But if you look at Luka, what did Luka have?
Luka had 33 points on 17 assists.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
And that goes off of really Exum making his shots and Tim Hardaway dropping 32 points for 5 for 10.
Mm-hmm. I think I got the box score right here too.
Oh, that's my job. It's not your job.
Dad, so I can show the people.
We got
Oh, my
this.
bad.
So the people can see.
Derek Lively only had 8 points, 4 for 7. He didn't get them. Well, I don't really expect him to get that many boards over AD. AD had 11 rebounds total.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, see, like this game, for example, Grant Williams was great this game. 40 minutes, 7 for 9, 5 for 7 from the 3. He got an offensive rebound. He had a steal, plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good game from Grant Williams. But then, obviously, you turn around to the game versus the Timberwolves. Not a good game.
No bueno.
But it's been like that, a little bit up and down. THJ, 37 minutes, 10 for 21, 5 for 10 from 3. Spectacular. Exactly what we need from THJ every single night.
The holidays on Dale's farm weren't very
What we need from him every
festive
single night.
until he
Rashawn
saved
Holmes
big on a
has been
Bluetooth speaker with
coming up off the
Amazon's
bench. He's been
last-minute
pretty
deals.
big for us.
And now,
He's been keeping Dwight Powell off the bench for the most part, and really I'm okay with that. I think this team, what it needs is somebody who can be a bully.
that llama is part dancer, part
Very
prince.
athletic.
Shop
He
last-minute
is
deals
super
now
tall.
at Amazon.
And Rashawn Holmes and Derek Lively are tall.
It's definitely
they're
tough.
Big. For the most part, they're lanky.
So
and they will give you that bully and the pain that you need.
horrible
so.
days.
I just can't wait for Lively to like.
It was
gain
tough,
some
but like I
muscle.
said, to
Right?
start
And
this,
it's insane
with
to
the
think, like,
support, that I
this
had,
is just
throughout this
the
process,
beginning of
it
Lively,
definitely
right?
helped me a
He's
lot.
only
No,
gonna
obviously,
get
I
bigger.
wouldn't say,
He's only gonna get stronger.
I
He's
regret
only
it,
gonna
but
get
I'm,
better at
not happy
every
that it
part
happened.
of the game.
But I'm also, grateful
He
that, I
is
had this
what many
opportunity to,
people
like
saw
you said,
in you coming
reflect,
out of college.
and do things
far
that,
from
I felt
polished.
like was not only needed for
And
me, but, for my family.
Obviously,
I
he's still
honestly
in his
feel
game.
like,
you can see that a little bit here and there.
I can't go away
Sometimes
from
too many
being Ja.
fouls. Sometimes he jumps when
I feel
he
like that's the
shouldn't.
most important
or he
thing,
leaves his feet
not
just a
trying to
little bit
lose
too much,
myself
and they
or,
make him move
be
past
somebody
him.
that I'm
What do you
not,
expect from
or,
19?
act totally
Right,
different,
yeah,
but
he's a 19,
the change will be,
20-year-old
my
rookie,
decision
man.
making and,
And
how I
he
go
has been
about my
fantastic.
daily
I mean,
life of being,
me
a
and Xavier are
NBA
19,
player,
20-year-olds.
father, a
And
role
so,
model,
I mean,
a
it's
brother, a
crazy,
son.
man.
Um,
Given
and
he's
just,
been playing
focusing in on
basketball
that,
his whole life,
being, the
but
best Ja I can
just
be.
having the ability to play with grown men out there, man. Straight veterans. For example, last night, Rudy Gobert completely outplaying Rudy Gobert as a rookie.
There's some wild sneakers out there tonight, Garland looking at hit in the face.
Let's see. Garland goes baseline.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's getting the hip.
hip, rib, something. He spit out blood.
Yeah, no, he hit Porzingis in the hip.
Yeah.
It wasn't an elbow. It wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Porzingis' body. He's gone to the locker room, so.
I really hope he is, because I feel like we are making steps to putting a good team around him. It's been a long time since we had a second superstar in Dallas, and we have Kai, and it looks like we're about to have a third with D-Live.
So hear the drums drumming, all your friends humming. Yeah, it's a good time coming. Everything you wanted, it's right here, y'all. Everything you needed.
Hang at the end, I'll say. I feel like we dominated the first and second quarter, and then after that, they kind of were beating us step by step, and then fourth, they beat us 24-34.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game was pretty much decided by the third,
Yeah.
especially like going into halftime. We were up pretty big, and all you have to do, and it's so important and it's so crucial for this team, is to keep a lead, stay consistent. That's how you keep leads. If you're just consistent coming out of halftime, you don't have some massive drop off, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be just fine. But you have to be consistent. You can't come out of halftime cold. You cannot.
Absolutely not.
Because that other team is gonna strike immediately. Because that's exactly what they're planning for. Out of halftime, if a team is down, they're gonna come out fast. They're gonna come out strong, and they're gonna come out hot. And you have to match that intensity coming out of halftime, and that's exactly what the Mavericks did this game.
We just got lucky that they didn't score us in the third. If they scored us in the third, we're looking at another loss here because we can't contain a lead. If we can contain leads, I see our record being a whole lot different this year.
Yeah, and I mean, whenever you have Luka on your team, that first half, most of the time, unless Luka's having a bad game, most of the time at the end of that first half, you're gonna have a lead. Or it's going to be a close game.
Maiden is actually fourth
But no matter
generation
what, no
in
matter
the
you're
kitchen
winning,
supply world,
you're
bringing
losing,
restaurant quality
you're tied,
cookware to the home cook.
blowout, you have to come
Knowing
out
what a
at
consumer is
halftime
doing on a
hot.
channel basis
team
that
that
we
comes
can
out of
then
halftime
build
hot
strategy across is really
automatically
exciting.
has the
With
advantage
Klaviyo
in that
reviews, with
second
Klaviyo
half.
SMS, and with
And
email all living
that team
together,
that's
we're able
coming
to
out
have that
cold,
cohesive
they can't hit a
experience
shot
within
that's
all of our
turning the
customers'
ball over.
journeys.
That
Maiden
shooting,
powers smarter
that
digital
lead, that
relationships
margin
with
is gonna get
Klaviyo.
even wider.
Learn more at
That
Klaviyo.com.
margin's gonna get smaller, slowly and slowly.
When
it's
I
gonna
made
get
the
chipped away
statement
at,
yesterday
which is why you should
that
know
if
in
this
the
were
NBA,
LeBron James,
no
we
lead
would be
is
holding
safe.
him to a
Especially if you
different
turn over
standard.
the ball 17
Who
times
the
as
hell
a team.
said I was talking about the
Exactly.
Warriors?
Exactly.
I was talking about all of us.
But we shouldn't be
LeBron
leaving a
James
team,
sits
especially
up
we
there
lost
and
them
walks
early
around
as
with
well,
perfume
the
and gets
Grizzlies.
accused of passing gas.
Shouldn't be
half the
losing
time.
to a team that's this
He
bad.
somebody else does
Absolutely not.
something that has nothing to do with him. Where's
Very
LeBron?
pitiful, but
There's
hey, we
social
got the dub
justice
this
issues
time.
going on. Where's
Just get
LeBron?
another
Being a
step
conscientious observer.
to the
Where's
NBA
LeBron?
championship. The
We
chip,
do this
hope to
all
God we
the
can get it
damn
this year.
Yeah, man. I think with Kai coming back, D Live developing, I feel like we are a piece away. And it may not be a big piece. It could be a small piece, but I feel like we are a piece. I think if we get, which I saw recently today, that Lauri Markkanen may be on the market, I feel like more Lauri Markkanen would be that piece that puts us in the finals conversation immediately. Imagine Luka, Kai, Grant Williams, Lauri Markkanen, and D Live. I mean, who's beating that? Who's beating that starting five on their day, especially if they're shooting? Because Lauri Markkanen, he can sling it.
Yeah.
Then we're not gonna lose. Then you have DJJ's defense off the bench with THJ, with Hardy scoring, with Dante Exum.
Especially TSJ gives them another 30-point game.
Right?
And his raps.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about trading THJ, but the only way I see trading THJ viable here is if we have to trade THJ to get Lauri Markkanen. Then, okay, understandable. But if we're trading THJ just to get another role player or just to offload him for picks, that I don't understand.
Yeah, that would be really dumb.
I don't understand that. But if we're packaging, THJ, picks, and really, if we're going to be able to extend Lauri, I would be willing to give up Hardy for Lauri, if I'm being honest.
Whoa.
But only if we're going to be 100% able to extend Lauri Markkanen. Because,
Ain't that your favorite player, though?
yes, while I love Hardy, I also love what Lauri Markkanen could give us on every aspect of the floor. That would be a win now move. Now, if we want to keep Hardy in the hope that he's going to develop to what we think he can be, because he showed that he can be great, then that's more of a little bit of a long-term thing. That's looking towards, okay, maybe next year is our year, right? But we don't have Kai for much longer. We don't have Luka for much longer if we don't help him, right? And while I believe Luka is going to be one of those Dirk players for us, if you don't give a player support, they're going to, speak out their frustrations. LeBron did it. Giannis did it. Then they got help and they got extensions.
Well, Dame didn't. He got traded. Well, he went bye-bye.
Well, Dame wanted to leave.
True.
Dame didn't want to be there anymore. And, that's who they got for Giannis because Giannis was complaining. And then you know what Giannis did? He signed an extension.
Losing the finals.
Okay, yeah, bro. Speaking of, bro, did you see what happened with the Bucks and the Pacers?
I didn't. I saw like highlights, but not much.
So during the game, you could already tell it was chippy.
I just
You-
saw
you
that
could- you
32
could tell
free
there
throws.
was beef during the game because Tyrese Halliburton dunked on somebody, and then after he dunked on somebody, he was kind of like, he's feeling himself a little bit, and then while he's trying to like walk towards the other side, Giannis kind of gives him a nudge like with his chest, and when that happened, I was like, yo, was good, right? Like that wasn't necessary at all. And yeah, I mean, they've played each other a few times in the past few weeks. I think they played each other in the in-season tournament. There's definitely a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah.
So then after that, Giannis ended up scoring like 64 points or something like that.
Oh, and the next game they played, right?
And he scored 64 points, but for one, I think every single point was inside the paint or on the free throw line. Terrible.
Let's see here.
I mean, and I think 16 of those points came against the backups in the last 4 minutes of the game. They kept Giannis in the game in a blowout just so he can stat pad. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Giannis, he just wants points, all right? I think that's.
And then after that, so one of the Pacers rookies scored their first point. So they took the game ball, right? And Giannis was like, hey, I just did a franchise record. I want the game ball. So then they went into the Pacers locker room and they started beefing, bro. They started beefing.
He bull rushed one of the security guards pretty
Yes.
much right down the.
Somebody,
Oh my
one of the
God.
Bucks players, from what I heard, elbowed the GM of the Pacers or something like that.
Holy.
And I'm like, what kind of people do that, man? Like, there's so many better ways to go about things. Yes, that ball may be super important to you, but that ball is probably also super important to that rookie for scoring his first ever NBA points. You can't score your first ever NBA points ever again. Giannis
More-
can probably get 64, 65 points again.
He probably will, more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, because he's a no bag driving merchant on the free throw line. But it's just very disrespectful to the game and terrible sportsmanship. And when I saw, there was also a clip of a security guard
They already having the ball.
from the Bucks getting the ball for the Bucks. So I don't know,
He
man.
did it pretty much for no reason. But it sounds like you hate Giannis a little bit.
Yeah, no, I don't like Giannis that much. And, you know, I respect Giannis in terms of he won MVP, he won a chip. Milwaukee hasn't had that in a really long time. But Giannis isn't Luka. Giannis isn't LeBron in his prime. Giannis is a good player, but he's just driving free throws.
He's just an athlete, pretty much.
Yeah, and he has, like I said, no bag, and it's lame, Like, it's probably cool to see somebody overdrive over and over again, but it's just, you can't deny the fact that he has no bag, and I'd much rather watch somebody like Luka than watch somebody like Giannis, and that's the truth.
That's how you don't see him on ESPN that much no more.
Yeah. But going on to what I think is our most loved topic.
Oh, man, we have to talk
He's standing open on the wing,
But we're not
but
gonna
after
touch
this block, Powell is able to get
the
inside.
Seahawks and the Eagles versus the Cowboys on separate days, of course, not on the same day, even though the Cowboys could probably beat them both on the same day.
Kojimski again keeping it alive. You can see why they love this young man. Third effort here for the Warriors. Moody inside, counted on a foul.
As the ball is reversed, you're not matched up. Moody does the right thing by flashing.
I think it came out good, but I actually think we might have talked about this game, but we're just gonna gloss over it again.
In the secondary break, see if you can get a quick pick and roll with Zua down the lane. There it is.
He hesitated for a moment, attacks on Looney. There is, Coffey, I love it, strong, counted on a foul.
Bench shaded towards James Harden that gave Zoo an opportunity to get to the lane, attracted some defense.
Regardless, had to perform, and he did, and we won the game. But we went on from that, going on to the Eagles versus the Cowboys, the real game that everybody wants to know about.
When I made the
everybody wants to
statement
talk
yesterday
about.
that if this were LeBron James,
What did you
we
think,
would be
Xavier?
holding him
Man,
to a
I
different
love this game
standard.
so much.
Who the hell
defensive-wise
said
and
I was talking about
offensive-wise.
the Warriors?
Defensive-wise, getting all
I was talking
Steph
about
and
all
Curry
of
were
us.
Absolute masterclass.
LeBron James
game.
sits
Really
up there and
beautiful.
walks around with perfume
Amazing.
and gets accused
Not
of
only
passing
that,
gas half the time.
They were holding.
He does,
the
somebody
crap out
else
of
does something that has nothing to do with him.
Carson
Where's
once again,
LeBron?
like always.
There's social
Yep.
justice issues
But
going
still
on.
getting a
Where's
sack on that one
LeBron?
play
Being
as
a
well.
conscientious observer. Where's LeBron?
Dak,
We do
he didn't
this
have to-
all the
he
damn
obviously had to do
time.
stuff, but
So what
this
I
time he
said
just had to
was,
manage the game, not,
okay, if that's the
throw away the
standard
ball,
we're
one
holding
fumble,
him to,
that was late in
is
the
it
game.
fair
Yeah.
After that,
to
he knew
hold
bounce
him to
back
that,
right away.
but not
Perfectly
hold
fine.
somebody like
Yeah.
a
Those
Steph
can slip
Curry
away
or
here and
others
there.
to that standard?
just happy
If
that
that's
they
what
didn't
we're
really
doing. That's
start
not
a
about the
downhill
Warriors.
drive.
That's about us
Yeah,
as a
and I think
society.
that
That's about
Dak
the
even
media
admitted,
that
he was
covers
like,
the sport.
I know I
That's
didn't have
about a
my
whole
best
bunch
game.
of things that have
I
nothing to
know
do
that I
with
could've played better.
Steve Kerr
And
Steph
he
Curry.
was saying that
But
if he
what Steve
would've,
Kerr wanted to do
the score
was
would've
twist
been
it
a
as if, my
lot
God,
wider of a
we're
margin.
lamenting and
You know,
excoriating and
we did
insulting
have to have
the
a
great
few
Steph
long
Curry,
field goals
knowing none of us
Brandon
would do
Butter
that.
Arbery.
I challenge you,
But
Wendy.
absolutely
I
amazing.
challenge
Best
you,
kicker
Kendrick
in the
Perkins.
NFL as of
What?
right
Pick a
now.
newspaper.
No doubt
No,
about
yeah,
it.
no
Pick
doubt.
a,
He hasn't
pick
missed
a,
a field
pick a
goal.
network.
He hasn't
Pick a
missed- he's missed
radio
50
show.
points, but he
Anywhere
hasn't missed a field
where
goal.
somebody
And
is
that's not just
disrespecting
because
or
he's been
insulting
hitting
Steph
chip
Curry.
shots.
Show me where it is, because I can't
Hitting,
find
I
it.
think, if I'm right,
It's
he had
nowhere.
350-yard plays
No one
that
does it.
game.
But Steve Kerr
Yeah.
tried to make it
59,
seem that's
Yeah,
what we were
50,
doing.
59,
He is
60,
wrong.
like a
He is
45 or
wrong.
something like
And
that.
nobody
That's
wants to sit
crazy.
up there and call Steve Kerr outfit because,
insane
my
hard. I
God,
tried to
Steve
recruit
Kerr
him for high
can't do
school,
anything wrong.
and the
Yes, the
farthest
hell
I
he can.
kicked was
He
like
is a human
44,
being just like
45.
everybody else.
Yeah, man.
We did nothing,
I think I went
nothing
into actual
to
Cowboys
insult
Stadium
Steph Curry.
whenever I
We did
did a tour
nothing
once.
to
I think I
excoriate
got,
that man.
for my dad's
Nothing.
birthday or
We
something like that.
said
I got him
there's
the
a
gift to go
standard
tour the Cowboys
somebody
Stadium, and
else
we got
in
to
the
go on
league is
field.
held to.
And I
This
think the
man's a
furthest
four-time
field goal I
champion.
actually kicked
He's
on the
great.
field through the
He's
real
a role
post
model.
was
an exceptional role model, an
35
exceptional human
yards.
being. All the
No slight
things
joke.
that Steve
Insane,
Kerr
especially
articulated,
that
and what
NFL
Steve Kerr
policy is
tried to
very
do is
slim.
twist it.
Yeah, man.
And make it seem
it's
like we were
it's
saying
crazy
something
because
we're not.
They look
So
big,
clearly,
but the
you just
margin
don't
of
like people.
error
Well, guess
is
what?
so
As great
small.
as you are, some
You
people
kick
might
it
not
too
like you
much
either.
to one way, the other
But
way,
you're still a great coach.
especially on a far kick.
And you're
that
still a great
ball is
human
gonna
being.
drift and
But I don't
drift and
appreciate what he
drift.
did yesterday. He didn't say
So,
anybody by name.
very
I'm
precise,
assuming it was
very
me.
precise.
I could
Just
be
see him
wrong,
doing, like,
but he
nothing
was
down the
talking
middle
about the media,
every time
and
he
I
was-
resent
yes,
the fact
isn't-
yeah,
that he
it
tried
wasn't
to
like they were
twist the
close,
narrative
No,
into
they had
something
extra
that it
yards
was
on
not.
every time.
Yes, they had extra yards, and they were pretty much right down the middle every single time.
Like if I think he could have with that 60-yarder, that looked like I had an extra 6 to 8 yards on it. That could
You know,
be,
one story
right? I think the
that I've
record
shared
for
with
kicking is,
them
like, 67.
about Donovan
Yeah, I
Mitchell
think Justin Tucker did
is
it. It was like 67,
he's
66,
a
something
he's a
Honestly,
consummate
this
professional,
Brandon Aubrey
and
could beat that.
whether it's
100% in a game.
he had
and it would
43
obviously
points
have to be in a
or
situation where I think
50
Justin Tucker did it
points
for a
or
game winner.
38 or
It would have to be in a
12
situation where either it's for a game
or
winner, which I hope it doesn't come to
17
that. I don't want to. I
or
don't want to kick
8
a
turnovers
67-yard field goal for a game
or,
winner. First of all, but
you
either
know,
a game winner
ESPN
or just,
highlight dunks,
I
like
guess for like
you would
jokes,
never know
like if we're up
because
by like 40 or
he was
something,
always the
or
first
like
one in the
how
practice
Raiders were
facility the
last night
next
against
day.
the
Oh my
Chargers.
God, that was
He was always the
then
first
just
one
like
in
why not
treatments. He was the
go have
first
him
one in
kick
the
the
weight room,
70-yard
and he was the
field goal
first
and
one
see
on the
what
court.
happens. You know, let the guy try to break the
So
record
he was
because
he
he definitely
day after
has a
day. He
chance to
was
do
that
it.
guy.
He
He was a
has the
consummate
leg, he has
professional,
the accuracy,
and that regimen, you
and
know,
props
ultimately
to all my soccer players
paid
out
off
there, you
for
know,
him and
because that
continues to pay off
guy
for him.
was y'all once upon a
But
time.
yeah, I've shared that story
D1
with them as
Notre
well.
Dame player,
That
then
you know he's been
USFL.
that professional
Like he
every
was like a
day, and
software
you would never
engineer for a
know
while.
if
Yeah,
he
he
had
was a
a
software engineer
career
for a year
game
after
or if he had a
USFL
career
kinda
worst
didn't go
game.
his
He was
way.
gonna come in
Yeah,
the next
so I
day
mean,
and
it's
do the same
that's crazy,
level of
man.
work and with
But
the same
yeah,
level of
it was a
focus
great
every
game.
day.
You know, Dak,
Going
It wasn't
to
like,
how
oh, I had a
the
good game, I'm
Eagles
gonna come in
played
and goof around now.
offensive terrible.
And
oh,
I
three
shared that
fumbles.
with the
yeah,
young
I
men
think it was
here
just
at
the
the
defense
NBA
making
Academy
plays.
as well,
Absolutely.
just
That's exactly what you need from
detailing
your defense. You know,
Donovan's
your defense can bend a
professionalism,
little bit,
you know,
but as long
as a
as it
basketball
comes
player.
up with the stops that it needs to in the most pivotal moments, the red zone and field goal range, you get turnovers, you get stops there, make them settle for 3 at any point in time.
And I felt it kind of helped loosen up the offense for everybody else because the Kings had to honor that they were going to give it to Terrence. How about give it to Ivica Zubac for the Clippers' first field?
Times you feel better. We've seen this combination a lot, Brian, through the hoop, up and in.
29-28, Clippers open up the second quarter with the lead, but now late in the clock, going to have to do something. Hart dancing against Wiggins. Lets it fly from distance. Oh, it's a roof scraper, and it's a good one.
That's out there on you, especially when you're doing things like this with you.
Gets downhill, finds Kobe Brown who attacks. 10 to shoot for Harden. Oh, what a feed. What a finish! Harden to Brown for the flush.
The defense have to make a decision. Brown here is able to slip this right down the middle, and Clay had to honor the pass to the corner for 3. Just outside the lane, could not recover in time, and Kobe Brown did.
I don't like to see Paul George in street clothes. We haven't seen it hardly at all this year. Westbrook and Harden throw it back to the Thunder days. 5 to shoot for Harden. Coffey's going to have to put it up. Oh, good to the last drop.
Well, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the words I'm sure that Amir Coffey lives by.
Ojimski, 9 to shoot for Curry, picked up by Leonard, launches a 3. Ojimski, blocked by Harden, recovered by Harden.
He's standing open on the wing, but after this block, Powell is able to get inside.
Now talking about the next game, the next challenge, so-called, that everybody keeps saying. The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
What are your thoughts on this game?
Ojimski again keeping it alive. You can see why they love this young man. Third effort here for the Warriors. Moody inside, counted on the foul.
As the ball is reversed, you're not matched up. Moody does the right thing by flashing.
Right. Cowboys a little bit vulnerable away. And I don't want to say that just because it's away and not at home, but it's because of the home record. That's the reason why you think
secondary break, see if you get a quick pick and roll with Zua down the lane. There it is.
Zoo hesitated for a moment, attacks on Looney, there is. Oh, Coffee, I love it. Strong, counted on a foul.
Bit shaded towards James Harden that gave Zoo an opportunity to get to the lane. Attracted some defense.
This game, I feel good about the Miami game. I feel good about the Lions game, man. I don't have any concerns.
I think the score on the Bills was going to be, I think Cowboys 28, Bills.
It was definitely tough.
17?
18, 17.
I got 28.
Horrible
17.
days.
No,
you know,
31,
I can't
17.
be the same as you. So
it was tough, but like I said, you know, to start
20,
this, with the support, that I had, throughout this process, it definitely helped me a lot.
I think the
No,
Cowboys won by at
obviously,
least
I
2
wouldn't
scores.
say,
Absolutely.
I regret it, but I'm
Bills are a
not
good
happy
team,
that
but
it
they're
happened.
not the Super
But I'm
Bowl
also,
contenders people thought
grateful
they were.
that, I had this opportunity
they
to, like you
lose to
said,
us this
reflect.
week. I mean,
And
they're
do
pretty
things
close
that,
to
I
out
felt
of
like was
playoff
not only
contention.
needed for
Very
me,
close.
but,
They're
for
barely
my
holding on to
family.
a wild card.
I honestly
And not
feel
only that,
like,
we have to win all our next
I
games
can't go away
pretty
from being
much
Ja.
to win the division for us.
I feel like that's the
Yeah,
most
I think-
important
I
thing,
think what it
not
is
trying to lose
as long
myself
as
or,
we don't
be somebody
lose
that I'm
to the
not,
Lions
or, act totally
Washington, that's the
different,
last
but
game?
Yeah.
the change
then
would be,
we can
my
lose another
decision
game.
making
Losing to the Bills
and,
and the offense isn't
how I go about
okay,
my daily
but,
life of being,
especially if you're trying to go
NBA
for the number
player,
one seed. But in terms
father,
of winning the
a role
division,
model, a brother,
if the
a
Eagles lose
son,
another game and the
just,
Cowboys lose a game
focusing
to
in
an
on
AFC
that,
opponent,
being, the best
we
shot
get
I
the
can
first
be.
in the division anyways.
Mhm.
So, hey, if you're gonna lose a game, I guess it should be this one or the one against Miami. But really, we should go 4 in all these last few games.
It was definitely
Absolutely.
tough.
I don't see us losing another game
So
for the rest of the year and next year, all the way to the Super
horrible
Bowl.
days,
No losing.
Yeah, it's
it was tough, but like I said,
this team- this
start
team
this, with the
gotta do
support,
it.
that I had,
you saw
throughout this
holes in
process,
last year's
it,
team
it definitely helped me
that
a
I don't
lot.
see in this year's
No,
team.
obviously, I
Even
wouldn't
with
say,
Diggs out,
I regret
think
it,
the
but I'm,
defense is
not happy that it happened.
fantastic.
But I'm
found us
also,
really good.
grateful
It took
that, I
a few
had this
games, but it found
opportunity
us
to,
really
like you said, reflect. And do
you
things
could say
that, I
especially
felt
for the
like was
offense,
not only
but
needed
the
for me,
offense-
but, for
the
my
offense has
family.
found it.
I
The
honestly
offense has
feel
not
like,
lost it. So
I can't
think
go
we're good
away
to
from
go on
being
that.
Ja.
And then Jake Ferguson.
I feel like that's the
Absolutely
most important
crazy,
thing,
mad
not
lad.
trying to lose
Monster, man.
myself.
I
I've
love
never
that
seen
guy.
someone
He's somebody
so
that I'm
athletic
not,
like that, just
or,
jumping over
act
people.
totally
good.
different,
Yes,
but
man.
God.
the change would be,
But
my
let's,
decision making and
gloss over our beloved stars real quick, and then I think we gotta pack it up here.
We sure do.
done.
We'll talk about what's going on with the Stars.
And just
recently.
focusing in on
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
being the
Stars
best
haven't been
shot
great
can be.
recently. They're 2 for 5 in their last 5. One of them is by a shootout win. I don't know, man. I've been pretty disappointed, especially with that Vegas game. We just got dominated by Vegas after losing to them last time in overtime, only 2-1. It's just it's not a good look, man. But just from you, being somebody who doesn't watch hockey, what do you see when you see the Stars off of their record and their stuff like that?
Let me see here. I'm gonna just take your laptop away real quick. Let's see here. So, I see that we can't win 4 games in a row. We always lose.
Oh, look, we won 4 games in a row right there.
Where?
From November 8th to November 14th.
All right. Well, that's only time. We can't consistently do that. But other than that, it looks like we're a very over 500 team, obviously.
Right. And what I see is we haven't lost 3 games in a row.
No, we'll always 1 or 2, and then we'll go on a 3 to 4
Right.
game winning streak. And I say,
Yeah.
if I see that as a team that has to play that many games, that's really good.
Yeah. I just I think we need to today beat Ottawa for sure. Ottawa is it's a decent team, but if we're gonna be contenders, like we keep saying we're gonna be, that we looked like we were, a few weeks ago, this has to be a win. St. Louis has to absolutely 100% be a win. Same thing for Seattle.
It looks like that we can't really beat those crazy good teams. So it looks like we obviously could struggle with them, but it doesn't look like we really come out on top most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I see exactly what you're saying. And
Except the Tampa Bay 8-1. What else? Kind of pretty much it.
yeah, that Tampa Bay 8-1 and then turn around and lose 4-0 is kind of crazy. But I mean, you can't say it's a home and away thing because we lost at home 6-1 versus Vegas.
Yeah.
And we lost back-to-backs. We're against Calgary and against Vegas at home. So I don't think it's a home or away problem. So I think we just gotta get our skates under us, man. and find a rhythm.
Absolutely. I keep telling myself I need to get into it, but I literally never find the time to find.
I mean, dude, we have so many sports to watch.
I know.
So many sports to watch and keep up with. I don't blame
And
you.
not only that, we haven't even talked about. It'll be next episode whenever we have a chance. We need to talk about our national team,
the national
soccer,
team
and everything.
Well, also, we need to catch up with the Rangers.
Yep.
But if y'all do want to keep up with stuff like that, we have our Instagram where we have, we have some posts about the most recent Mavs games, some signings that we've done with the Rangers.
My bad, guys. I was supposed to put that at the end, but I kind of keep forgetting.
Yeah, I mean, and make sure to comment, leave a like, some stuff about the Stars. We try to keep up as much as possible, and we'd like to keep y'all updated about what's going on. So, y'all come check it out.
And
come leave a follow, come leave a like, come leave a comment. We love talking to y'all in the comments.
By the way, if y'all have nothing else to do tonight, you'll have a friend of ours playing in one of the national USPL tournaments today at 9:30. His team is Photo SC versus I don't even know what the team is, but they're suspected to win the whole thing. Just come and support him. Amazing player. He's a striker for the team.
Where's it gonna be on for the folks to watch?
YouTube. You just gotta search up FOROSC on YouTube, and it should be live at 9:30 p.m. today.
Yep. Our friend's name. Let him know.
Yael Sandoval. I think he'll be running number, if I remember, 11. I don't think he has that number no more. Oh, just look for his name, I guess. But we should expect a pretty easy win. Just come out and support. Oh, well, there that goes.
Yeah, man. I think Yaya's got a lot of potential, which is his other name that we call him.
Yeah.
And for sure, I feel like he'll. I mean, I don't know. Does he start much or does he play a lot?
He does. The one game I went to, they beat the team 15-0.
Oh yeah, so I'm expecting a Yaya masterclass, and for you guys that are watching, I hope y'all enjoy the masterclass.
Absolutely. All right, well that would be it for
that's
this downtime re-up. It's gonna be a little bit of a short episode, especially without our boy George here.
I mean, it still isn't even that short right now, since we're running on 37 minutes.
Oh,
so hey, maybe it would have been 45 minutes with George, and I know y'all enjoy looking at George.
Absolutely. Come on now. He's our yapper of the group.
Yeah. But all right, guys. I'll catch y'all in the next re-up.
Adios,
Peace.
amigos.